Welcome, everybody, to the Single and Stiletto Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima, and I'm a matchmaker and dating coach at Dream Bachelor and Bachelorette, and I'm also the founder of Single and Stilettos. Today, we have on our show Erica Angelo, and she's a dating coach for men at ericaangelo.com. And I'm so excited to have her here today because today we're talking about how to capture his attention in person. Okay, we know how to capture his attention online and all of that, but I wanted her to tell you how to capture his attention in person. But before we jump into these tips, Erica, tell our audience a little bit about you and how you became a dating coach for men.
Absolutely. It was a friend's suggestion who said, you should start writing about dating. I said, that's probably the stupidest thing I ever heard. And so I looked at my girlfriends who were dating, and their dating lives were disasters. So I thought, okay, I enjoy it. I have fun. It's going really well. So I started writing about it, and people started reading my advice. And I found that more men were coming to me and going, oh my God, help me, I need coaching. And so I thought, well, you know what a better way to serve women than to empower men to really date women the way we actually want to be dated. So here I am, a dating coach working with single men and absolutely loving it.
Awesome, which is why I asked you to be on the show, because I know you have the inside scoop on men and how they think and what captures their attention. So tell us 3 tips that really will capture a man's attention in person, because I know a lot of women complain to me, well, he didn't approach me, and they expect a man to just be these aggressors and or so confident and to approach him. But how can a woman capture a man's attention?
Right. So it's so important for one, and first and foremost, and I think most women know this, but this is something that you have to do daily, and it's how you present yourself in terms of your appearance. Men are visual creatures. They will never change. That is how they are built. So when you're out and about, make sure that you're not running around in sweatpants, that your hair is just not frazzled all over the place. But really, I always tell people, I tell women this especially because women, we love selfies and we love this. And I always tell women, keep in mind that you are your brand. So anywhere you're at, whether you're at the grocery store or at the airport, I've met guys at airports. I meet men everywhere. And one thing that I try to stay consistent with is my appearance. I always want to make sure my outfit's sharp, my hair is sharp, my makeup's sharp, nails are on point. Why? Because I never know who I'm going to meet. And so I want to make sure that my brand, I'm consistent and I look the best I can look. And I feel good. There's something about your energy that changes. If I'm running around in sweats, which I wouldn't, but if I did that, my energy is different. I feel like, ugh. But if I'm like dolled up, I'm like, oh my God, here I am, world. You get to meet me today. How lucky are you? It's a different energy.
I love that attitude, because what you're doing too is just drawing in, and it's not just men. You're probably drawing in just people in general, and they probably want to talk to you, right?
That's so true, and that's my second one. The second thing is having an openness, and it's almost like this magnetic energy. When you're excited about yourself, naturally people will gravitate towards you. But you have to be open in that regards. So, for example, I live in Los Angeles, and Beverly Hills has so many stigmas to it. It's this, it's that. But I tell you what, when I walk through Beverly Hills and I'm dressed the way I'm dressed, and I'm open and I've got this positive energy of I love life, life loves me. I can't tell you how many men I have stopped who have stopped and asked me, what is your name? Where are you from? You just have this energy. You have this aura about you. It's not because I'm walking around in tight skirts and hooker heels. If that's your style, then go for it. But I'm very, as you can see, very conservative, and they will still stop me and they'll still ask who I am. And that's so important, ladies, that the energy that you're putting out, the openness, the being excited about yourself, being excited about your life. It is like if you want to be a guy magnet, there you go right there. It will just pour men into your life.
I know. And I have to say something because I know how my audience thinks. I always try to think like my audience. And what they're probably saying right now, well, yeah, that's easy for Erica because she's so pretty and she probably just attracts men. And ladies, this is what I will tell you. I've tested exactly what Erica is saying and just being friendly and open to people everywhere. And I will tell you, she is so right. Everybody talks to me because I have this energy and I talk to everybody. I don't just sit there and, walk down the street like this and go to wherever I'm going. I'm very friendly and I'm just open and it attracts people. And she is so, so right. So it has nothing to do with looks. Well,
No,
a little bit, I should say.
Well, presentation though, and my men will always say that when they're out meeting women, they'll say, "Oh, she kind of seemed like she didn't talk to anyone," or they'll say, "Oh, this girl was so friendly, she was so warm." Men pay attention to that, absolutely. Even I tell you what, ladies, even when you're at a bar, if you're sitting with your girlfriends and you're talking trash about the bartender, wrong idea, because there are guys standing around you and they are listening to that and they are observing your energy. So you have to be very careful that you're always emulating the best version of yourself. And why not? Why would you show everyone else a second-rate version of yourself? Be the best version of yourself. You owe it to yourself. Screw finding a man, for yourself, because it feels good.
That is so true. Okay, so what's your last tip to help capture his attention?
It's about what you said earlier, that women just expect men to come to them. Mm-hmm. I will say, now, I personally believe that men should pursue women. That's my personal belief system. It's what I encourage my clients to do. But what I am finding as a coach for men is that there are a lot of insecure men and really shy men. Whether they're attractive, whether they're rich, whatever the case is, I work with CEOs, I work with the best of the best. And men are really fighting through intimidation. And so I'm an opportunist. If I see a man that is attractive, I'm not going to wait until he works through his mommy issues to come talk to me. Absolutely not. If you're good looking and I want you, I'm going to go after you. So don't be afraid to initiate conversation. That's so important. And I think so many times all of us as human beings, we're so afraid of rejection. We get in our heads. Get out of your head. You're missing a wonderful opportunity to get to know an amazing man. I have been known, now I don't do it so much in the past now that I'm or now in the present, I'm a little bit older, but in my younger days, I would go up to men at bars and be like, "Hey, you're attractive. I think you should have my phone number." I would never get their phone number because I'm like, I'm not going to do all the work for you, buddy. You gotta man up. You can ask my phone number. But approaching men, don't be afraid to, and I hear that from so many men. Oh my God, if a woman approached me, oh my God. But if you're going to do that, they do need to meet you halfway. They need to work. But be friendly, be open, be willing to go out and talk to men. Don't just, "Why, I hope he comes and talks to me." Well, why waste life? Life is for the taking.
Well, and also, and again, I totally agree with you, and I tell this to all the women that I coach too, but I just want to point out something because I know, again, how my audience thinks, and they're thinking, yeah, but that's great because Erica's so outgoing that she could walk up to men at a bar and do that. But ladies, this is what I will tell you, is that hoping that a man's going to approach you, that's not what's going to get you the right man. And that's not what's going to capture his attention. It's just like if you were looking for the right job, are you going to sit there and just hope that the right job just appears one day? No, it's not going to happen. You have to do a little bit of work. Meet him halfway, like Erica said.
And it's simple too, ladies. You don't have to have this bubbly personality. Sometimes, there are times I still get intimidated by some men. So I will say things like, "Oh, don't you look quite dapper today?" Or, "That is a fantastic bag," or, "I love those shoes." Just something to spark and initiate the conversation. And most of the time, if you give guys just a little bit, they'll take it from there. I had one guy, he was walking by and I said, "Well, aren't you quite attractive?" And next thing you know, we were on a dinner date that night and dancing to the wee hours of the morning.
Well, and that is so true. If you compliment a man, they love it because they don't get complimented enough.
They don't.
So, these have been some great tips. So, Erica, tell our audience how they can find you.
Sure. My website is geared towards men. It's ericaangelo.com, but you can read what I'm writing to men. Or I did write 2 books for women. They're on Kindle. One's called Dating with a Point, and it's a guide to dating. And then the other one's called Strutting Your Way Through a Broken Heart. It's a 30-day guide to walking out a breakup.
Awesome, ladies. So go find Erica's ebooks. So these have been some great tips. So thanks, Erica, for joining us on the show. And thanks, everybody, for joining us on the Single and Stiletto Show. If you like our show, it's available both in video format and podcast format. If you like to view the videos, you can go to singleandstilettos.com. And if you like to get the podcast, you can download it from iTunes. If you like to get our free ebook on the 3 secrets guaranteed to attract any man based on scientific research, you can click right here on the video, or you can go to singleandstilettos.com.